unfortunate with, obviously the pandemic has impacted, but we also have to cover our expenses at a minimum of maintaining the buildings. So we have to keep that in mind when setting the rate.
Sure. You can talk tomorrow. I just curious, all the information that's coming out regarding the American Rescue Plan and money's coming to communities and trying to figure out how the math works and how did City A get this much and City B? Is there a short answer, or like us, you still figuring out how each community was designated X dollars?
Yeah, so I will tell you, I was on we're on a congressional call every Monday morning at 9 a.m. and that discussion happened today. Basically the federal government used the CDBG calculations for each community, and they adopted it and passed it. The issue is that there are oftentimes underlying conditions. For example, Lincoln Park has some special exception in their calculation method. And so when you look at the numbers, they're receiving more money, significant amount of more money than most communities downriver. Yep. And that's based on their CDBG calculation. Ann Arbor, who's a relatively large city, does not receive any CDBG funds. So they received actually less than the city of Taylor are proposed to be receiving. So they are developing an appeals process. There will be communities that will likely appeal the amount. But to the best of our knowledge, based on the latest communication, it appears that the city of Taylor, in some way, shape, or form, will receive about $12 million. We don't know how restricted that will be. Jason can talk to you about his webinar with the MML in terms of it doesn't appear to be very restrictive at all at this time. We're not sure how it gets divvied up with the school district or if it gets divvied up with the school district. So there's a lot of unknowns. But at this point in time, it appears the city of Taylor is set to receive somewhere in the area of about $12 million.
There was a good article in Cranes today. I can forward you. Did it refer to sickening amount of money one community got? I think is what they referred to it as. Yeah, not us. Not us.
Well,
but some of them.
I'd love to read it as long as doesn't have the paywall attached to it. A lot of those Cranes articles, you have to be a member.
I can print it.
Okay. But I know that some communities said it's too much, it's more than we need. We didn't say that. I'm going to make sure everybody understands that.
Really, that's what I said, not ours, but some of them.
Yeah.
Because of the formula.
Yeah, but it is a CDBG formula that they used. I don't know the exact details. We will continue to forward communications as we receive them. It appears that the community should receive the money within the next 60 days. So that should be something that happens before our fiscal year end, so that any of the budgetary implications we can address at that point in time.
The only restriction that I've seen, I'm not even sure if it's official because there's Cranes and there's a lot of people trying to get information out, was that you can't shore up pension funds, that you can't make a deposit to a pension fund. So
but I think it said you could reallocate your budget money or something.
It seemed like people are already trying to figure out how to get around the restriction, but right now I don't see a lot of strings attached.
It doesn't sound like it. It sounds, I mean, again, I represent the city of Taylor, so I want to advocate for as loose as possible. Yeah. But when you look at the bigger picture, it does present a lot of concerns. I mean, when you look at the long term, how do we pay for this, and how does it, how do you recover from this amount? I mean, I think the city of Dearborn, I thought their calculations showed that they were going to receive in the neighborhood of like $40 million. Dearborn Heights was like 25 million or something. Yeah, they're big numbers.
Yeah.
But what I still don't understand is, how the school districts factor in. Do they receive a portion of that money, or do they receive their own stimulus money? It doesn't appear at this time that they receive any of our money, but I can't see necessarily that they get a separate amount allocated either. So there's a lot of unknowns. The only thing I can tell you is what it appears to be is the number we're looking at is about 12 million, which is up from the estimated amount. Initially, they projected about 11 million. They went back and adjusted some numbers, and some communities received more, some communities received less. But again, a lot of unknowns. So as we get the communication, we'll pass them along.
All right. See you all tomorrow.
until these stay.